Hello and welcome back to the F1 Roundtable podcast. Today we are going to discuss the Austrian GP, the 2020 season starter. Now that was a crazy race, the craziest race I have ever witnessed. So, what do you guys think about it?
Starting off with the result of the race, I feel like Valtteri Bottas just held on to his position, which was an amazing thing because the consistency is clearly visible over here, and Mercedes should really consider as extending a contract for him further, and that's amazing in my point of view, at least.
I mean, right to the point, right? Yeah, that performance, that consistency was there. He just kept his lead. He never was weak enough. So yeah, that was a good start for him. That was a real good start for him.
Yeah, like when Hamilton was pounding him like for the last few laps, that like he kept the gap big enough such that he wasn't overtaken very easily.
And that too, just keeping in mind so many safety car restarts, and he was just going. And in the last safety car restart, he almost caught the safety car itself. Like that was the craziest thing I saw. He was going really early. He was surprising everyone. So yeah, I
he
like
just
that.
wanted to he just wanted to get on with it and like get the lead and just run off.
Yeah, and he did that in the first lap itself. Like
Yeah,
that.
even in the beginning, he had like a huge gap between the rest of the cars. He was
I
just
mean,
ahead of everyone.
exactly. Even in like turn 3, they were just focusing on Verstappen and Norris. I could not see Bottas in the frame. I'm like, where the hell is Bottas? And he was just flying off the flying fin. I mean, amazing.
And like
Definitely
today
has
we
proved
can
his consistency in Austria.
clearly say today he brought his A game.
He definitely did. He,
Like-
he definitely did. Yes.
It was shocking to not see like a Ferrari on the front for most part of the race at least, but it was amazing that Charles Leclerc just pulled off whatever he did in the end. He does deserve a lot of respect for whatever he did in the end, I guess, because he
I
was
mean-
able to take over I think 2 cars in front of him in I think the last 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, something like that. But like, what I feel is like Leclerc did deserve a podium. Ferrari did not deserve a podium. Ferrari got really lucky. Ferrari got really lucky because they were nowhere in the race.
Yeah, true
Yeah,
that.
like in the starters, it was clearly visible. It was difficult for him to get past Norris also in the on the soft tires. But
Exactly.
I guess somewhere around when they switched to hard tires, the Ferrari clicked, and it had a great pace compared to the other cars around it.
Yeah. Those pit stops really did help the Ferrari out. And like, but the craziest part about the pit stops that I think was when Mercedes pitted for the second time during a safety car. Why did they not go for the mediums? They had both the cars, Bottas and Hamilton, had two sets of mediums, like each set of mediums new for them, but they still opted for the hard. I did not get that strategy. I mean, they were in the last part of the race. They could have easily switched to mediums and be faster, but they kept on the hards. They also took another hards in the second pit stop. I don't get that.
Feel like there must have been an internal strategy regarding this. They must have just not wanting to, I think, waste a lot of time behind the pitch, expecting something would happen ahead in the race, is what my opinion is.
I mean, I still don't get the second pit stop. I mean, they all put the hards again. Like they put a new set of hards, but it was still the hards. They did not put on the medium. That was weird to me. But anyway, moving on to Norris, what a performance that was. He definitely deserved the P3 that he got. That driving, that and the pressure from his teammate himself, Carlos Sainz, that was immense.
Well, the McLarens have definitely stepped up.
Their battles were
clear-
really good.
Yeah, like we were like fighting it out with Perez throughout the race, both the McLaren. So it was fun to watch that, and also like Carlos got Perez at the last lap. So
I mean, he got the place
overall
on
they
merit.
performed really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess so they performed really well. Like after so many years, they have performed such well in the opening few races.
And like they are now second in the championship. That is just crazy to see when you look at the championship order. I mean, it's just the first race. We all know that. We all understand that. But it's still really crazy to see a Mercedes leading the championship, which is normal. But the craziest part is a McLaren second in the championship. And it is like
And
by 7 points.
And Red Bull
Agree to
with
that.
0 points.
Wow, that was even crazier. I mean, both the cars had issues away from what Albon and Hamilton's clash was, but the car itself had issues. The Albon retired.
Like-
He's classified 13, but he did retire before completing all the 71 laps.
Yes.
Let's hope that Honda gets around this problem, because if it doesn't, then it's going to be like a fight for the championship between the two
Yes.
Merc drivers only.
This race
Exactly.
will definitely raise questions about the reliability of an Honda engine for a team such as Red Bull.
Not just reliability of the Honda engine, the Mercedes engines as well.
Exactly. There were certain issues with the Mercedes engine as well, as we see.
Yeah, Perez
Um,
had some issue in the start itself. Then Stroll, as we all say, retired. Russell itself retired, and there were worries about the Mercedes reliability in preseason testing as well. Everyone thought that Mercedes got on top of it, but damn, it's crazy to see that they still have reliability issues after what, February, and this is July. Like they got 4 months of development in, but still, because of the lockdown and everything,
Yeah,
but
like
still.
yeah, they even brought an upgraded engine for this race after the
Exactly.
difficulties that they had faced in the testing phase. So even after bringing that upgrade, they had difficulties. Like throughout this weekend, we were able to clearly see that a puff of smoke was coming out of Perez's rear after the first turn and I guess the third turn itself. So that was a
Yeah,
bit questioning.
exactly. I don't get it, and it's always just Perez that we see. I'm like, we don't see Stroll as much. I mean, we don't see his car as much, and I have not seen anything those puff of smokes in any other Mercedes powered cars. I don't get what's happening on Perez's car itself, and also both the Mercedes themselves, like the leading pair, they also had some reliability issues, sensor issues, whatever they said.
there was a sensor issue, I think, in between
Gearbox
the race,
issues,
but
they
they
said,
still
didn't they?
managed to increase the time gap between the car behind him, that was of Alexandra Albon. So I didn't think that was much
Yeah,
of an issue from
they
Mercedes.
they were still pulling
Oh,
off.
Albon.
Oh man, that was sad. That was sad to see. But even if he was
He
like,
could have won the race.
uh,
He could have clearly gotten to the podium at least if he wouldn't have gotten slightly bit greedy on that moment where he was about to.
Yeah, that's the difference between the experienced drivers. Like if you see Hamilton against Verstappen, he'll never take such risks.
I mean, yeah, that makes
In
sense.
the same way, I feel like Charles Leclerc took a lot of risks today and he got away with it.
Yeah, he got lucky. He got really lucky. As I said, like he deserved the podium, but like Ferrari did not. Nothing against Ferrari though, like, but they just don't have the performance this year. They just don't.
I feel like if anyone else would have been on the grid that would have challenged most of these cars would have been of Max Verstappen and no one else's. Because he
Yeah.
was the only one who had the potential to challenge these people, these cars more than anyone else.
Yeah, man.
It's a shame that his car could not finish so early.
Yeah, and
Like, he could
even
not at all.
exactly, and even while we are talking about Alexander Albon, like he could have been on the podium or he could have even won the race, but his car gave up on the 67th lap. So yeah, that's just sad.
Yeah.
I really hope the Honda is reliable from here on out.
And also one more thing to say, like if Albon does such mistakes for the next coming race, there are chances that he might be axed from the program itself.
Oh,
Or
no.
maybe we can see
Yeah.
a Daniel Kvyat returning to Red Bull also. That like
Might.
anything is possible under Helmut Marko. So
I mean, wow. I mean that's some spicy thing there, but yeah, why not? I've always liked Kvyat. I mean, he does his mistakes, but he's a speedy driver.
For Albon, this could be like a Pierre Gasly season 2, man.
Yeah, Albon needs to take care. Albon needs to be patient with his moves and everything.
He's got the pace, unlike Pierre Gasly, but he just needs to be more careful.
Yeah, he can't just crash into people or like give people chances to crash into him. And like Science was putting on moves on his teammate. That seemed a bit risky to me. I mean, I guess Science got away with it, as Science and Norris, both of them, while fighting on that too towards the end, which was good to see, but a bit on the edge.
Yep. Also, some teams in the midfield need like a special mention, like Racing Point, of course, and even Renault. If you had seen, Esteban Ocon went for some crazy risky takeovers over there. If anyone noticed, I feel like that even in the case of Kevin Magnussen, Ocon had kind of given not much space to him in the end. It was
Yeah.
difficult for even Magnussen to see what had happened.
Exactly, but
with
then
him.
he lost his brakes, so that was fine. Ocon got
Yeah.
away. Otherwise, there could have been a penalty or a crash or something.
Yeah.
I
like
mean,
we
and
all know, like Magnussen doesn't like give away, like yields very easily. So if the brakes were there, like we might have seen a little bit of wheel banging in the next turn.
It would have been a fun battle. It would have been a fun battle. And also talking about Renault, man, that it's so sad about Ricardo. It's just so sad about Ricardo. Every year.
So this is like the first time in my lifetime I'm seeing, I guess, 9 DNFs, I guess.
Yeah, 9
Yep.
DNFs.
I'm not sure if this is like
That's a
record-
first.
Is it record breaking?
I'm not
Is this
too
like
sure,
the first
man.
time I've seen this many DNFs in any race? I guess. I think this is the first. I guess.
I think it has to be the 2005 USGP, the tire controversy in that one.
But that
That's
was
probably
not-
one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most-
That wasn't DNF as such. It was just
Exactly.
like most cars were not allowed in the.
But
first
I
place.
guess,
Were not
like I
able
guess
to.
the 1996 Monaco Grand Prix or something, that which Olivier Panis won. So like there were only 3 finishers.
3 finishers, yeah.
Yes,
And also that, I guess it was the Belgian Grand Prix where DC started
Yeah,
a big
98.
crash. 98, yes.
Yeah.
3 restarts.
So yeah, this
over.
race does have some competition amongst the DNF ones.
Yeah, it
And
does. But man, this was
One
really an
definitely go
amazing
down in the
race.
history.
Like
But-
even Alpha scored a point in this race. That was a
Yeah,
like,
that was a big,
something new. That was out of nowhere. Like
I'm not
Williams
sure
was
if,
even close to scoring a point. So
What about Kimi Raikkonen? Was there any action taken against the loose wheel thing after the race?
I mean,
Was there any
I guess there would be a investigation, but there's no official word on it because it did seem like a loose wheel on the car. So maybe there could be an investigation, but there's no official word as of now. And just to
Oh.
let everyone who's listening know, we are just recording this right after the race has ended. So we still have no information about any post-race
Mm.
penalties or investigations. So yeah, and also it was, I was like, I can't say I was totally expecting this, but Latifi was slow today.
No denying that.
I mean-
one, he was in a Williams,
But
and
compared to
his
Russell,
teammate,
he was
exactly.
Yeah.
slow.
And like even in the qualifying, I mean, he did have a big shunt in FP3, but he was really slow. He was half a second behind his teammate. Half a second. That's a big gap in the same car.
I think Russell just really wants that Mercedes seat though. He's
mean,
just
makes
giving it
sense.
his all.
Makes sense.
I mean,
but-
Russell is gonna get it. There's no denying.
I mean, not this year probably. Not for the 2021 season. I guess Bottas
Yeah.
has the upper hand right now. But
Sooner
yeah,
or
let's
later,
see.
but-
Sooner or later, he's gonna get that Mercedes seat. I guess he's going for that whitewash record,
Yep.
whitewashing all his teammates wherever he goes. So yeah, that's been good fun.
So, is anyone ready to discuss Vettel yet?
That just saddens me.
Spin. What else?
I feel like he had a rough race today.
He really
First
did.
off the grid position, and then everything that happened after the race
He
started. Basically.
only gained 1 place after all the drama that happened. He started 11th
Yeah.
and he finished 10th. I mean,
Yeah, but he's fun in between, man. We gotta give it to him, bro.
Like,
Like-
He's just not the same anymore. For some reason.
and
I'd
that's
agree
sad
with
to
that.
see. And that's sad to see. I mean, yeah, but and just yesterday there was a Sky Sports interview where Jensen Button said Renault is surprisingly quick, like quicker than everyone expected. So maybe Vettel goes there, or maybe Vettel just leaves the sport.
I guess he should just leave the sport. Like he's done. Like his prime is
His-
over. Like it
yeah.
can be clearly seen for the past few years, and today also we had a great example of like him making a rookie mistake.
Exactly. I totally get it. I mean, the Alonso rumors are getting stronger and stronger. I'm not too sure if I want to see him back. I love that guy, but damn, his time is done.
I feel like I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Alonso now after this race because he wouldn't take so many DNFs, and if there are so many DNFs in a race, he's definitely gonna be part of them. I feel like.
Yeah,
And
he's
the
he's
history
the
would
kind of
repeat it.
he's the kind of the unlucky guy. He's always like whenever there
Yeah.
are more DNFs, he's just like out. He's one of them. That makes
He's always part of it.
Yeah, he's always part of it.
So that's why this hope is just good for him to not be part of Formula One if this kind of a scenario continues in further races.
Exactly. And the stewards, I today they did a good job. Today they did a good job. They handed out penalties, all that were needed within the race itself. So that was good to see. We didn't
Yeah.
have to wait 3 hours to, get the results changed and again
Yeah, like
a
you see
McLaren driver
someone
missing a
celebrating
podium.
Yeah, you see someone celebrating the podium and they don't even get it after the decision, which is just
Exactly.
sad. And
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
still sad about Science, not celebrating with all the drivers. He did celebrate it with the team, but not with all the drivers. Another McLaren driver missing a podium because of Lewis Hamilton's penalty. We could not have that again, because that happened in Brazil 2019 itself. Lewis Hamilton got a penalty and Carlos Sainz got a podium, and it happened again. The history repeated itself, and Hamilton got a penalty, and another McLaren driver got a podium, Lando Norris. It's really good to see. It's really fun to see.
Hamilton's just looking out for his whole team.
yeah,
yeah, makes sense. And it's just crazy coincidence that Hamilton took out Albon, which got him a penalty, which got a McLaren driver on the podium. It's the same thing that has happened again here. Just within this is the third race, so it's a crazy coincidence.
Hamilton just had to see a lot of penalties today, and even yesterday for that matter.
Yeah, and the stewards made a fool of themselves at the start though. Yesterday they said they could not see Hamilton's on board. They could have just requested to see Hamilton's on board. Yeah. Oh well.
The 5-second penalty for Hamilton was it's deserved, but it was not entirely his fault as well. Albon just put himself in a really awkward position where Hamilton couldn't really do anything.
That was slightly unjust on part of the stewards over there.
No,
He couldn't
but-
have seen what was coming.
But I can argue that when I saw the onboard, Albon was already ahead. His front tires were already ahead of Hamilton's front tires before taking the turn. And while taking the turn, Albon almost had his one wheel out of almost out of the track, but Hamilton did not give him space. And
Hamilton didn't yield properly.
he
He wasn't ready to give up that place.
Exactly, he needed to yield. He did need to yield, but he did not. So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It was good fun. It was good fun. Albon got really unlucky. He could have had his first podium. But yeah,
An amazing season opener for sure.
what an amazing season opener.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we have to have it again next week.
Also one more thing to say, there are only 8 races this season, as of now, and all these guys, those who are the engine blends, are there a possibility of them taking an engine penalty. So that might make an interesting race, Verstappen starting at the back of the grid.
Oh, that would make a
Yeah.
big problem for the Red Bull team itself. I mean, they wanted to go for the championship fight this year, and it has not started well. It has not started well.
Yes, that's highly likely that's his situation.
Frankly speaking, this year is going to be between the two Merc drivers only.
Yeah, definitely. And I see Bottas's chances more. He's just calm and he's silently confident.
Yeah.
And everything's
Even
going
Bottas
right for him.
Even Bottas admitted at the start of the race that the true competition is going to be between him and Lewis. So he was true.
Yeah, and even yesterday after the post-qualifying conference, he was like, Mercedes is in their own league. So that's it. That's done. The championship is between them. It's going to be fun to see. Just Bottas needs to keep that consistency up. And Nico Rosberg got beaten thrice by Lewis, and then the 4th time he beat Lewis Hamilton. And this is Bottas's 4th season. So
Yeah.
looks like a good omen to me. I don't believe in all these things, but looks solid enough.
I would want Hamilton to get his championship this year, though.
I mean, complete the
Maybe
set.
Michael Schumacher is just a really good thing. Equaling Michael Schumacher is definitely something I want to see this year.
Yes. That's one reason why I want him to win this year.
I mean, I want to see Bottas beat him to it, just because it creates much more fun, and it solidifies Bottas's position as an opposition, because I think after getting the 7th title, Hamilton could fall off, because he got his target. He wanted to be the best driver. Now he is the best driver. So maybe after getting the 7th title, Hamilton just kind of chills out, slows down, and after that, if Bottas gets a championship, it like I won't rate it much. But if Bottas denies Hamilton the 7th world title, which Hamilton is clearly gunning for, like he's going all out for it, that would be a deserving champion. That would be a deserving champion.
Yeah, true. Also, if you want something controversial now, but what do you guys think about some of the drivers taking a knee versus rest of them did not?
I don't get what's controversial about it. Like the guys who denied taking a knee, I don't get their view
Like-
of how it would be controversial in their country. Like why?
Yeah, like that's a bit of a gray area, because like they were like we represent our nation, so like something around those lines. So
Yeah, maybe we don't have the whole picture, but I still don't get it. I mean, you could have just supported one black driver that there is, Lewis Hamilton, and he's a great driver, whatever you call it. Like you can't just always win by luck. So like he's a great driver, and it would have been amazing if everyone just supported him, and he wasn't just like the F1 drivers weren't just divided like that. It was crazy to see. I mean, it's just a gesture. I mean, people could have done that. So I guess that's it. I guess we should not discuss that anymore. Maybe it could offend some people, but yeah, that's our view
Maybe.
on it. Anyway, this was a fun race, and can't wait
Yes.
for another one this time next week. Anyway, guys,
Absolutely.
see ya next week.